So in my years of work of working with women with mindset around relationship with food, weight loss, one of the things that I have discovered is that a lot of it stems from childhood. So if a parent, for example, was too strict with their children, then that can show up in overeating the wrong kind of foods later. So when you're a child, if you're not allowed any, I don't know, colours or numbers or sugars or chocolates or something, at some point you might tell your little mind, when I'm older, when I can get that food, I'm going to eat as much of it as I can. So you've now programmed your mind as a child that when you have that food available to you, when you have those sugars, when you have those numbers, you're going to eat as much of it as you can. So that's often what happens. And then adults can often even still secretly eat, even though they're grown-up adults, because they've got these beliefs programmed in their mind from childhood. So that's what happens. As soon as you get to it, you overeat, eat more sugar, eat more things. So I don't mind my kids having sugar. It's all about balance, because I've learned through clients and through women how to not try and mess up your kids too much with relationships with food, because it comes from childhood, most of it. So, but I do absolutely hate numbers and colours, because I just think there's no point to them. I just think they can have this food. I don't mind the sugar so much. It's just the colours and numbers. But then I struggle with it because I don't want my kids to think, oh, those colours and numbers, like these kind of things, are accessible to all other kids but me. Because that's not what you want your children to have. You don't want them to have that belief that it's accessible to all other children but me. So I don't want that for my children, but at the same time, I don't want my children to have the same amount of diseases that's accessible to them as it is to other kids from eating all of this stuff. So I get a little bit stuck with the balance of this. Like, I don't want them to have it. So then I learned the best thing to do is actually to let them have a little bit of it. So not say you can't have any colours on numbers, try and teach them to make the right choices for themselves, and having it in balance. Like, if they have it just once, it's not going to kill them. And I did an experiment on my children once where I let them choose whatever they wanted in Sainsbury's, choose whatever you want, any sweets. And my eldest did go out of her way to try and find something with colours and numbers in it. So I learn't from that it's better that they have it occasionally rather than not at all. So here's the experiment I've just done. So we got 2 celery sticks. This was a celery stick in this hideous thing that their granddad bought them. I don't know what the hell it is, but anyway, it's full of colours and numbers and every kind of nasty imaginable thing you can imagine. Just absolute numbers galore and stuff. So we put a celery stick in it. We did 2. So we've got the 2 celery sticks, one in water and one in here. And it's been just over a week now, because I've been meaning to do this video to share it. And this is what happened to this celery. Like, the cells were just destroyed and it sucked up. So within a day, when we touched the end of it here, that wasn't actually in the sugary substance, this was like, you could feel it on your fingers. It had like traveled up the celery to here. But what did surprise me, how much it changed just within a day. It was like dead. The cells on the end were just dead within a day. So that's the poor celery that's been in this stuff. And I think it has had an effect on my kids for them to see it. They actually quite like doing this experiment, and they now want to do it with some different things. So I'm not going to like make them feel bad if they choose stuff like this, but I'm just hoping that it's going to get them to think about having stuff in balance and moderation, and just to be more aware when they're making choices, even though they're young, what this stuff does to your body. But hey, it would be better if it just didn't exist, and then it wasn't accessible to any children, and then this wouldn't happen to any kids' cells. But hey, this is the world we live in, right? Like, I've got hundreds and thousands here that's made of sugar but completely natural colours. So it is possible for them to make it. We don't need all this stuff. But anyway, just thought I would share my thoughts on having things accessible to you, where some of our things come from childhood. It's all about balance. Whether you're an adult or a child, it's all about balance. But it's quite shocking that that's now shriveled up in there.